Welcome to HEXEed. This is a brilliant little game made by Toasty Labs, and this game is just Minesweeper, with hexes as opposed to the usual squares, and extra little mechanics to just make the game just that much more interesting. Also, the game is curated to every level is unique. So instead of having the randomness that is Minesweeper, where you might end up with a 50-50 scenario, in this game, there are no 50-50 scenarios. Every scenario is able to be logically solved without having to be like, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? No, you could just figure it out if you know the logic of just Minesweeper or this game's mechanics in general. So let's take a look at the options. You have your music and sound effects sliders. You can also disable negative sound effects for, I believe that would be turning off if you trigger a bomb and then the game basically yells at you. You have your controls here. You can change these to what you like. I like them as default, although I did change the chord key here to a button on my mouse because I want to play this game with just my mouse. And then you have some mechanics that you could change. You can have hardcore mode, disabling clues, disabling highlights, use a mechanic color for text, and timer speed. The bottom two are preference, but the top three are for completionists. I will be keeping them off for this little video because it'll help me show the mechanics of the game a little bit better. You also have your just general display options here. You have full screen window, which I love. If a game doesn't have full screen window, honestly, what are you doing? Give me full screen window. Let's just quickly pop into any level here. So here we could see what the game is about. As you can see, this is just Minesweeper, so here we have a 0. That means that these two are safe. But we're not going to look at this level, because this level is in the second world, and is not really a good level for showing off the game. So let's start back at level 1. All the gray spots are spots that the game is basically telling you like, hey, this is safe. You can start here. You don't have to worry about anything if you click the spot. They are generally, I think, always zeros. And then what you could do is you can hover over the tile after you have marked all the bombs around it, which this is a 0, so there are no bombs to mark, and just press your chord button, and that reveals all the tiles around it. Or you could just click on each individual tile. You could do that as well. And whenever you come upon a tile that is a known bomb, just right-click it. Simple. So this is the second level. So yeah, here we just have this little island up here that's perfectly fine. And here we can see that this is a 1, so there's 1 next to it. This is a 2, which means that 2 of these 4 tiles are bad. Which, if you know how to play Minesweeper, you understand this. There are a few things that you can use to, if you don't know Minesweeper, just to get a little bit of a better advantage. If you click on a tile, so when I click this tile, it highlights all the tiles that are in its sort of sphere of influence. So I know that as I click this, these 3 are safe, obviously, because they have numbers. This one is a bomb because this 1 can only lead into this tile. So one of these 2 tiles here is bad. I have no way of knowing that right now, so I instead have to do this. I have to come down to this one, see that it's satisfied, so do that. This one is satisfied right here, do that. That can only be dealt with by that. That's bad because that 2 only has that to go to, so that's safe, and that's bad. It's a very simple game, and the beauty of it is that you don't ever have to get into a, oh no, this is a 50-50 situation, literally nothing else tells me how to solve this puzzle. So that's extremely nice, as opposed to just regular Minesweeper words like, oh, I've almost won, but I've got a 50-50. Well, hope I don't die. So this level has a new mechanic. So far, there are 3 new mechanics in this game that I know about. There's potentially more. In fact, I believe the devs have even said they want to add more mechanics. So if we just start out here, we'll see just a bunch of zeros. You know what's so difficult about that, you know? Until we get over to these 2 tiles here. So this means that there are 0 bombs on all the tiles in front of it here. So if we just click it, it'll show that these 2 tiles are safe. This, on the other hand, says that there are 2 bombs in this massive area. So I have to figure out where these bombs are because I'm not going to take a random guess in this massive area. I mean, I could, but that's not really in the spirit of the game. Fortunately, though, there's this nice little 2 here that, well, just so happens to also satisfy this 2. And that opens up this entire massive area here. So this mechanic is a pretty simple one. It's not too bad when you are playing with all the hint stuff disabled. But there's two other mechanics that are a little bit more tricky to wrap your head around, so I'll just do this level real quick. And, well, that happens, so that's what happens when you make a mistake. I just instinctively click that for some reason, I don't know why. But on not hardcore mode, if you make a mistake, you get one chance, and if you make another mistake, then you lose some progress, but not all your progress. So yeah, I'll probably just speed this up and come back to you when it's finished. Okay, so this is actually a good time to bring this up. So, there's two little bits of information that well, one is obvious because it's just regular Minesweeper mechanics, but unless if you hide the UI, you always know how many bombs are left. So I know that 3 of the 5 remaining bombs are in these 4 tiles here because that's what I need to satisfy the 6. Like, I can make some safe assumptions here at this point that some tiles are going to be extremely safe. If I look down here, I know one of these 2 is bad, so that's the 4th bomb. And I know that one of these 2 is bad, which it could be this one, but it's more likely to be this one. So yeah, let's mark that because yeah, it was very much likely that that was going to be the bomb. And oh, at some point you can even get a clue. I guess if you take too long to actually make a move, which I was just explaining stuff and thinking about my next moves myself, so let's see what this button does, because I actually haven't used it before. Okay, so this I guess just tells you a spot that is guaranteed safe. So the clue is very nice if you are really struggling that much. But yeah, let's just finish this level. Should be pretty simple. There we go. Nice, simple level. So this level also shows off a new mechanic. So once we go through this little tunnel here that says it's safe, and it's like, uh-oh, what the hell does this mean? So when a tile has like 2 rings around it like this, or 2 hexes I suppose, then it affects every tile, not just surrounding it, but also 2 tiles surrounding it. Also, I don't know if we've seen these walls yet, but these walls basically just say like, it ignores the normal like direction rules of like, if I click this tile here, you can see that it's not looking at these tiles because there's a wall between them. So that's just a nice 0, so that's simple. Over here though, this is less simple because this is a 3, which means there's 3 bombs in this massive area. Well, it's still pretty simple, it's just a tutorial level. Now this level shows off, I believe, the final mechanic. So if we start here, we can see like, alright, those are safe. And then we have, I guess you can almost call it a shotgun almost. So yeah, this tile here affects the tiles in front of it in like a bit of a cone shape. And it spreads out almost like a shotgun. So yeah, that's 0, so it's all safe. And here, we know that these 3 are bad. So if we start out down here, then we have a 2. So again, we just slowly go through and we find out those are the bad ones. So now we've gone through all the new mechanics, let's return to the level that I showed off at the beginning of this video. So it starts out pretty easily, and we see this 2 here real quick. So, I've turned off all of the little things that help you out, so we actually have to like sort of manually do this. So this 2 says that this tile, this tile, this tile, or this tile is bad, as we revealed all the others. So it's pretty safe to say that, yeah, these 2 are the bad ones. So yep, there's 3 here. Bad, bad. So that's good. And yeah, that's just a nice, simple game. You can just pick it up, put it down at any points. I should probably actually mention this mechanic. So these tiles here, this 2 with a shield and this 5 with a shield, these are locked tiles that only unlock when you've marked the remaining number of bombs that they require you to mark. So as you can see, I mark a bomb, and they both tick down. Alright, so here we can actually see that I have some information here. So because of this 3 being here, I know that this tile, and this tile, there has to be 2 bombs between those 3 tiles. So that tells me that this one is satisfied by one of these 2 tiles. So that means that this tile is guaranteed dangerous. And since one of these 2 is bad, I know that these 2 are good. Now I still don't have the information that I need to solve this segment, but I have a lot more information And with the information that I do have now, that will hopefully give me the information that I need to actually solve this. Like so. Alright, so to the upper half of the level. Starting off things nice and easy with just like this one already being satisfied. Alright, so I know that this spot right here is dangerous since this 5 is only satisfied by 4. So, yeah, that's dangerous. And there you go. A nice simple level when you just take your time and just know how the mechanics work. So, that was HEXEed, a brilliant little game that is completely free. If you want to play this game now, you can just go onto Steam and download it. But if you wish, you could pay the developers $1 per content pack, which each content pack, to my knowledge, is at least 100 levels. So yeah, the Amino level pack gives 100 plus levels for only $1. So that is a great deal, I'd say. This game is fun. It's just a nice game that you can just pick up, start playing, and stop playing whenever. And you can even buy a yearly pass, which I believe gives you all the levels for about 25% off, I think, or is it 20%? I do not know, but it's if you just buy the yearly pass, you get all the level packs for a little bit cheaper than you would to buy them separately. But that was HEXEed, a brilliant little game, and yeah, I'm gonna keep playing more of this because this is a fun game and I thoroughly enjoy it.